Hello, monkey. It still works. That's good. Okay, so today, if I didn't write anything else, that is, I don't remember. What did we write down? Keep in mind that dialog state machine needs to know. Okay, yeah, whatever. So we will start with the state machine. We already have the data. And now the data needs to be read and translated into, well, game assets, I guess. We already have a dialogue system state machine. But it works with an older concept. We can copy some ideas of it, but shouldn't fully copy it. Like, this state machine is actually implementing the functionalities. And it shouldn't. We should rename these and say these are now old. Even this. And the content doesn't matter. At some point, I probably have to move them away. So I can put the new dialogue stuff in here. But right now we are concepting things and we are in this folder in game data. Ugh. I should rename this now. This is dialog data template. Enum is fine, dialog node function struct is fine. Are we using this? We are not using this. This can go away. Oh, dialog data template is using it. Excuse me. Wait, okay, this is actually the one. Never mind then. It's dialog 3 struct. Nodes are also inside here. No, never mind. It's a node. As data we don't need anymore. Or we could just use this, but that can go away, this can go away, and we are slimmed down. So now we go and say dialog system, or no, dialog state machine. So this thing needs to get fed some asset, some data asset. Now the question is this data or this data or the text asset was whatever, it will be the primary data asset thing, the data assets, whatever. Should I load it on demand or should I load it into the levels and then put it on objects where it is needed so it can just have that? If I load it on demand, then how would I even handle cutscenes? I mean, I could put this on the shopkeeper, right? Can be on that thing and then it can just trigger it, whatever. Can it even? Maybe I should make it so it is triggerable from there. Phew. Not easy. What do I do? I mean, we can experiment first. Asset registry and then load, get assets. At all assets? What does that even mean? How do I use a filter? What else is in here? I mean, I know what I would need to do to use the asset registry. But should I? Really not hard, easy. Hello, Gargon. Am I cooking? I'm not sure. I'm still looking for ingredients. How are you doing? Oh, that doesn't sound good. I'm good. I'm pretty good, actually. This is always going into the... I can go right click and then copy reference. And then if I write it here, you can get the thing here. And this is exactly what that needs. Package guy. So the asset name would be then like this, right? Is the way to make this build a top level? I see. My migraines only happen randomly. Usually they are bearable. But sometimes it's like, whatever. I had only one time a very bad migraine where I saw flares. That was very scary. Or what is called not flare? It's called aura, right? No, no, no. It's usually when I come home. After work. I'm not sure. Did I ever have a migraine at work? Feels like it's evenings for me. When I relax. Or maybe it's because I'm dehydrated or something? Who knows? Oh, Bevy! Long time no see! Where did you crawl out of from? Hello! Long time no see. At least here in chat. I should drink more. Where's my whiskey? I'm drinking the tea right now. I have a cup of tea and it's half empty already. I'm a monkey that is hydrated. Wait, what's the reason I'm small? Because I drink? Okay, so this is dicey. This would mean I would need to categorize assets and then know what kind of ID to ask for. You think I will grow if I drink? I know! I'm the coolest monkey. Okay, a function we need, not a variable. And we call this start reading tree. Yes! I told the rigger and artist to make it smug. I can do this. What else can that monkey do? Let's see. This? And more things. But you have to find out. Monkey is not silly. Monkey is monkey. Right now I don't have that toggle. I can do this though. See. Here we go. What screw? But hey, I can do this. Maybe it works. I can look intimidating. B word? Banana? You can say banana, that's not a problem. You can just not say that if I want bananas. That's not 2025. I use this, or do I just go for the whole class? What was it called? Dialogue note? Templates? So if I have the templates and make data assets of that templates, and then call this yes, and then save everything, can I add this here? Like if I take this and then, yeah, it works. Okay, that's the way to go. For now, you can keep your face. You can also pay me $10. I guess if I don't have a start ID, we should start with 0. Maybe we should use string because empty names are a problem. What will you get for that? You get monkey points. No, that's no guarantee. But you can ask Bevy nicely if she is okay not to murder you, or more likely not to arson your house, but that's not on me. So the tree needs to be loaded. Do I also unload the tree? I believe you put on some fires without me telling you. In fact, when did I ever tell you to burn something? It was never me. Yes, never. Why are you acting like I did it at some point? Monkey is innocent. Monkey is also a lawyer. You would what? Where's Kona, by the way? Didn't I tell her to come here? She just wrote something and then dipped. Imagine. So I need to save these. I also need to start execute. No. Initialize tree and execute or something. And then we can have start tree in here. And it's not called start tree, or more like... Is it initialize tree? It's more like set up tree or something. The same thing probably, but whatever. What do you mean dodge? Excuse me? It was not like I was telling her to talk to me. It was like, Monku, did you watch the episode? I'm like, yeah. And then what? Why did you ask me that? Imagine. Yeah. She could say no. But rather she just poofed. Whatever. Kona is just Kona. Okay, we definitely need to add these as variables. I believe she will come here and say hi. I believe. She would never ignore Monkey. In fact, no one would ever ignore Monkey. Hope dies last. Dude, I hoped for Half-Life 3. I'm still hoping. Any second now. It will be teased on the last day of December. Trust. It will be like the teaser the voice actor of G-Man did last year, or on the New Year's Eve, the past one, where he tweeted that one video. It will be the same. It will be the same. Trust! Hope! I believe. Does anyone use copium? anymore. People say cope, but not copium. Right? I think that meme is dying. I mean, here and there, people say still copium, of course, but people also say other things like pog. But these are like single entities, I guess. What do people say now? Wonder. I mean, 6-7 is right now very, very popular. Sechs, 7. I don't know what you're talking about. There's nothing behind me. Except my tail. I think on Saturday I will start to make a new avatar for VR chat. Schere? I mean, I'm never up to date with German slang or memes, so... Did you actually find out? Because this is the first time I hear Schere. I hope you will, Gargon. Maybe I can teach you some things. I mean, I will have to dive into things myself because I think my other monkey avatar is from 2022, right? Was it 20? No, it must be 22. But what's the origin? Like I F up and I then say, oh sorry, Schere or what? That's so odd. Are you sure they are saying Schere? Not that it's a word from another language or something? Huh. Ah, I need to make this into a map. God damn it. I forgot. Monkey forgot. Monkey has to fix. This does not work. Oh boy, oh boy. Okay. This is a string. This is a map. This is dialogue templates. No, not templates. What do we need? Struct. Node struct? Is it called node struct? It's called node struct. Schere oder die Schere heben. Schere heben? Hey, you wrote that on some AI. This is such an AI response. Tell me you didn't write that into an AI. Yeah, fuck Google fast response, man. Just find the source. Like, it doesn't even explain. I mean, I do believe that it is true, but it does not say what the origin is of that Schere. That makes no sense, Gargon. Because if you are the scissors in your context, you are the one that does something good. But in the context of that slang, it would mean that you did something wrong and you are admitting that you did something wrong, and you would use scissor, picking up scissor. The scissors. It makes no sense. Right? Oh, that converted. That's good. Find. Oh, but how do I know where to go next? I do know the IDs, but how... If this is a map now... And the problem is, I don't know what the next... Oh, now I can't even... I need to put an ID here. So bad. Okay, never mind. Never mind. We don't form this as a map. Instead, we will fill a map with it. That's a better idea. This thing will stay as an array. It needs to stay as an array. Okay, so array, and then this is a... What was it? Node. Dialog node. Struct. Yes, like this. So now I can just do this and then it's fine. And here in initialize tree, set up tree, we need to make the tree map. So we don't need this per se. Hierher kommt der jugendsprachliche Ausdruck. Schere. Beispielsweise die Schere heben ist umstritten. Wahrscheinlich handelt es sich ursprünglich um den Insider-Witz der Gamer-Szene, der dann zunehmend in die fand. Digga, I don't know. I'm really not in the German gamer scene. And I wouldn't say that I'm outdated. I'm very, very in the know in the English-speaking circles. But on German memes, I'm really never up to date. So the tree goes in. And this thing needs to fill a thing instead of doing that. We can do this and then say we need, yes, please change it. Yeah, I don't care. Into a map. Please give me a map. Oh my god. Why are you so slow? Stop it! Oh my god. Okay, I need to remove this. Or else I will lose my mind. Okay, so this one is now... What is it? People... Note... Dialogue... No. Is it? Note... Why did it stop writing? This thing. So I need to fill this with a for each loop. We need the array for each, and then just go in here, split this thing, and then just fill it. Add. What is in here? Okay. So the English. Oh no. Okay, no. Please recombine. We actually break this, get the ID, because at some point I will maybe do some changes on this node struct. So this goes in here. Maybe this thing needs to be also not a name anymore. I really don't want to use names anymore. They seem to make things complicated. Can we update this, please? Refresh nodes. Yes, go in here and then just plug this in, and then we are actually done. It's a way better solution to this. And say, monkey, what is 67? 67 has no meaning. It's just a funny number. And usually you have your hands and then you go with one hand up with the other one down, and then you do this questioning kind of movement and say 67. And then people get angry and then you get happy. I can't show it! How am I supposed to show it? I can do this. 67, 67, 67, 67. Your younger colleagues. Baby, how old are you? Never mind. But it's not because of your age. Oh man. I know. That's actually funny. Oh damn. Man! Okay, so we have the start ID. We can just go in here and then just find this, and we have our node. So how do we execute this? And split this up now and then say we have different functions. Now the problem is, how do we know which one is actually getting activated here? No, we would need to build a UI now. Okay, I didn't anticipate already building a UI for the dialogue system. Thing will be big. I have the feeling this thing we cannot just take. Because we will have different containers here, which will be English, German, and what have you. And I cannot just put it in and then whatever, or just put it into a variable. So I need a function for this. It will be like get content from language or something. And then put that into a variable. And that's the current content for the text. But I think I have a little problem. Oh, this is... Oh! This is not good. Damn. Oh no, I didn't think of this. This is now a problem. Okay, guys. Imagine we have a dialogue box down here. There's some kind of guy here and says hello, blah blah blah. And we have a text. This text can be any language. And we can, of course, represent this. But now we also have this array where if we have like multiple things in the array, these buttons will have some kind of function, but also some kind of text. How do I translate this text? So I would need some ID to translate this. Which means it would be a different way of translating than this part. And that's not good. But what about the monkey people? Will they be represented in their language? Bevy, arson his house. Yay! Let me see. One of Bevy's identities is this picture. Just saying. The blah 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 language. I guess you have to mod it. Gargon, be the change you want to see in the world. So how do I solve this? How do we solve this, people? Because right now the data looks like this. This will have some kind of buttons. If we have 2 of these, this will turn into a button. And it will have some kind of text in it. So, do I use a data table for it? A lookup thing? So we are going back to data tables and... Oh boy. That's not good, is it? How is it? Baby has been doxxed for a while now. Don't worry. This is breaking me now. This is really breaking me. I don't like this. Anki does not like this. And I should get rid of this standard default whatever I wrote in there, which was just a test. I hope it goes away. Stays there, so we do this and then open it again. It stays there, okay. Well, then I go here and then hope for the best. Why would you forsaken me, Unreal? Why are you like this? Unreal! I swear, man, it's like... Save. Remove. Save, 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 save. Save! Please! Don't do this to me. It's still there! Why is Unreal like this? Why? Why are you like this? Oh my god. Okay, I removed this. What if I make a new data? Let's make a new one. Data here, data asset, and then template. Does this have it? Okay. We save all. We close Unreal. We reopen Unreal. Because that is how the workflow of Unreal is. You make a change, and then you restart the whole thing so it has the change in it. I don't understand. Why is Unreal like this? Why are you like this? So stupid. It thinks that it does not know this thing. Alright, baby. See you around, man. Bye-bye. Bye-bye, monkey. Stupid. Unreal is so stupid when it comes to deep functionalities. Really saddening, because the systems would be nice, but they are never getting fixed. Very stupid. Look at this. Why is it an unknown struct now? If I package this, will this cause problems now? Because that would be devastating. And it's extremely stupid. And the solution is to add an element in there. It's a joke. It's a joke. Care for a grape. Yeah, gimme. Oh, now it's like, yeah, we don't have a problem. Oh, where? When I finish up the dialogue system, we need to test it in a package. So bad. So bad. Okay, now I put this into a map, but I still don't know what the next ID would be, right? I guess I need to keep in mind the current index I am in, and then go from there, I guess. Current ID. Current index. Which means if we go with a start ID, I also need to know which ID that would be. I guess we can say keys and then find, and that would be that. Here we go. Oh. Execute nodes. we would do is we would now like write. It's not more. Is it execute node? For a lack of better wording, we'll keep it like this. Now this thing needs to communicate with the UI controller, which needs to build the UI stuff. And then also sends back information here. Something is pressed or not. At this point, create UI. And then we also need execute node function. And we need the ID function that needs to be executed. Function index, whatever. That would be what we would do. This thing would execute another node. Just the next node. This one plus 1. I'm not sure how we will form the conditions. How do we do ants? One thing, if anyone sees this part, if you ever have a parse node, be aware, Unreal, in their big wisdom, put a little space in here. Oh, if you just go in and write something, now it looks for space JB. Anyway, let's say that, and then not for each. How do I get all of them and then put them as an AND? Should have just gone for a normal string here. And I don't have to split here. What does this do? True call through empty strings or add them to the array false. I wonder if this parses one element if we don't find the delimiter. I guess we could go through every single one, and at the first one that we cannot find, we can output a false, and if it's always true, we can say true. So this will be a for each with break. And then local. This thing is false. Or let's say it's always true. And we set it false when we find something. So how can I turn this into a bool, an enum? Even. I need to find it. What do we want? Is there a way to turn a string into a bool? Enum? What am I doing right now? How to say? Right now I'm building the dialogue system. And the dialogue system is a tree. Right? So think of this like this. I have like a tree. That looks like this. Okay? And we start the dialogue here. So if I talk to an NPC, we go to this node and it has some kind of text. It's like hello. Okay? So when we press then affirmative or whatever, then it goes to the next one and shows the text. Then it goes to the next one, shows the text, and then goes to this one, and so on. So this is easy. This is what I did already with this part, where if we have the go next functionality, it just goes to the next. But I also have this go to node. It is the same thing. It's just for 3 reasons I'm using an array, I need to sometimes say go to a specific ID. Exit 3 will be like closing the dialogue, and now we are in the conditional switch. Now you can think of this like this. Imagine we are talking to an NPC. This NPC is a big tough guy. Okay? So I talk to him and he's like, weakling, blah 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 blah. But what if we progress into game and kill a very hard boss and come back here and talk with this guy? The guy will not say weakling anymore. He will say, hello, Mr. Monkey. Which big one? This guy? This guy is Stick Man Mac Stick. I don't know if you can see it, but Stickman Mac Stick. Anyway, so to achieve this conditional thing where if you progress in the game and have some flags, I wanted to do a different dialogue. So depending on whatever goes in here, like I have the note here, right? I can have a function. Wait. Functions. Here. I can say conditional switch, and then I can say payload. Here I can say boss defeat 1. I can say found rare item, and then I can say saved world or something, right? Now I want to go to this one, and this one, say, hey, does the player actually did he achieve this? If yes, do this. If no, do this other thing. So I can add another little thing, say, if true, go to 11 or something, else go to 13. And that's what I'm trying to do. So right now we have the conditions, which I split into little array elements. And now the string needs to be an enum. That's what I need to do. But before I do this, be right back. Alright, I'm back. So, real string and I guess there is no way to do this. We can make a enum into a string. Which means if I go through all, I could make a map out of it, so I can use this into initialize. We need... Okay, so initialize. No, initialize state machine. And here we add conditions map, a string map, and then condition. What did we call this? What is this? Progression. Progression text. Cargo, are you still there? What are you doing, by the way? Okay. Get add. Can I get all enums? I hope this works. I should test this. Sometimes my brain is scaring me. I wrote machine with a SH and I wanted to write it again with an SH. I was like, what? Okay, it seems to work. Nice. So it doesn't seem like I didn't do anything much here. But that little code I just wrote goes a long way. Because I don't need to go and add something into a variable here manually right now. Oh, you're back. Welcome back. What kind of tree? Where did you see a tree? You never left. You didn't answer me though. You liar. I said, what are you doing? And you never said something. Anyway, this is huge thing. Now we have the conditions map here. With IDs. Lurking. But when people lurk, they usually do something while they're lurking. You're watching YouTube. I see. Finds the index of the first instance of the item with the array. What does it output if it doesn't find anything? Is it -1? I think I need to test this function. This is empty. What does this print us? Okay. Let's see what this outputs. -1. I was right. Okay, perfect. So, this is pretty easy then. So the conditions map needs to match, so this will never be false here. In the player progression tags, we can look. And if it is ever smaller than 0, why do I do this? I'm stupid. I could just say contains. Contains. Yeah, why do I even use this? Let's do that. If it contains, then okay. If not, do you do this as false? Easy. And then just output this. And with this, we can now have conditions. Nice. So back here, we can now just say condition met with this thing. We have to add payload. How do we do this? We have the payload. We cannot just go for each here. Can we? Oh, that's... Okay, so if I make a condition, that would be like this, but we also need some kind of ID for a function. If these conditions are met, then do something. And are these then again functions? So at the end we could say we do this and then have something else like, I don't know, probably need to use the words that we use here. Go next node. It's more like go to node ID. And then the payload afterward. For, I don't know, whatever ID we have. Which means we cannot just do this. We need to split. Let's add this. Left are the conditions. And right is what we will do. So I think I also need a map for functions. I can also do that real quick. Dialog function number here. We take this, copy, goes in here. And now, instead of this, we take this, turn this into a map. Function dialog thing. And then say add. And then enum to string. First we need the bytes. This goes in here. Enum string. And this goes in here. I don't have to worry about keeping a map up to date. Nice. And we can go back to our little thing here. We have the map here now. This thing can be split between left and right of the symbol. I could also just parse it into an array. Have it neatly in there. Or maybe I shouldn't. Could also say split. That's a big note. What did we say? Left is the function itself and right is payload. Execute function. That's not how this should work. I guess I have to put this into another function. Say like this. And we need this part. Variable. Function itself. And the payload. Okay, so this part can go in here now. And in there, we now need to be a little more careful about this. Because we do split it. But then maybe I need to... Okay, I understand. We can do it like that. So we split from start. Also here from start. This symbol. The left part is the function thing itself. So we can use this. Find the string. Goes in here, and then this one we parse into an array with the delimiter of this, put it in here, and then we have like a recursive kind of thing if we wish, but it's stupid if you do it like that. So this goes in here, and then we have our conditional perfectly met thing. Of course, this needs to go in here. If the condition is met, left side is the condition part. If true, then do the function. Well, this is a rather powerful thing I just wrote, but I'm not sure if I ever need to use it. I mean, I will use it, but I don't know how many times I will use it. So I'm sure this works. So we go to a conditional thing, here, which goes into another function switch. So we would start here. And if I am crazy, I could make a function, how to say, a conditional switch into a conditional switch into a conditional switch, etc. In the end, it would be more like this, of course. Okay, now I have another problem. What if I want a conditional option? What if I cannot select a thing if I'm not sure if I... So maybe that's what I used for the flags. Maybe. Makes no sense, but... Okay, I think this functions part also needs a flag thing, which I had, and the flags are to allow this function to exist. So I guess we actually need it. So where is the struct? It's here. So we have the functions, we have the payloads. And now we need one more. Where do I add things? Here. What should we call this? Layer flags needed for option or something. And then we say progression tag. And this is an array. So if this is empty, we can just make it. If not, it needs to be met. Which means we need to look into it a little further in here. No, not here actually. It's whenever we built the UI with the buttons, that thing needs to be created or made gray or something. How would I know that a button is hidden or grayed out? Do I need another condition for that? Do I need another thing here? Which is, okay, this is now for hide unhide conditions. And this is gray out conditions. Now, of course, if you read this, it makes no logical sense, because if the conditions are met, it is not grayed out. So if this thing is filled out, it means it will be gray, and only not gray if everything is okay. I'm still thinking very simply about very, very, very simple frameworks. I still have no idea about dialogue animations and dialogue highlights. How would I even begin to tag things? I guess I will, big guy. Speaking of big, did you how to say, decide on an avatar? Will you be a small thing or big thing? God, I'm so tired. Yes, in VR chat. Or what do you mean create one? I'm not sure. Like, you want to create a VR chat avatar, no? So I mean the create one then. Yes, makes it easier. What is that? What's the context of that answer? And what is your decision? I thought you were going to make a one, but that was not my question. Yes, I know you are making one yourself. The question is, what kind of avatar are you doing? Is it big? Is it small? That was my question. slightly larger. Okay. Hmm. Maybe I want a button with text anyway. That feels odd. Hello, Broly. Yes, I mean, you were there when I found them. I use data assets. I form my own data thing. I have this. Like I have my enum, my structure, and then I put this into my template here, which is then an array, and then I just make data assets out of it. So this is like a tree now. I can have different elements and then I will just link them with each other. Thank you, Gargon. See you around. Bye bye, monkey. But what do we do now? Because I have now two conditions here. Hide on hide condition. Gray out condition. So this is probably not needed. If I say for each here, this. Now we have the function payloads. We will of course not start it. We will just save the index into the button itself and then call it back. If not empty, do whatever else the button is hidden. So if it's not hidden, we need to check all conditions. I need the player thing. Not method. Storage. Data instance. Progression. Tags. For each contains a global for this. I will probably use this more often. Helper function. Utility function. Yes. And we get an array of progression tags. Oh my god, why are you stopping that This one, an array, flags. And then get storage instance. Doesn't matter. Player progression. And then for each of this, we look contains, if true, do nothing else. This is false. And then conditions met. So if all conditions are met, this will be true. Now I can use this little thing. We could make it so that we fill an array of the progressions, or we can leave this. Let's leave that, but this here. True. So these don't matter. And we should maybe break. So if it's empty, we would ignore everything. If conditions are not met, it will be hidden, so we go down. And we have to do the same thing here, I guess. And else... Wait, conditions met? No, this should be like this. Or no. If height condition are met, do I unhide things when the conditions are met, or do I hide things when they are met? I guess maybe at some point I need the opposite too. Hide the option if we did something. Not easy. I could make also like, if we use explanation point in front of a condition, say that it's not. Ooh. I feel like I will overcomplicate this. If I add 2 more things for positive and negatives here, I feel like I will make it a lot more complicated to maintain. I need it. Hide if tag present. Hide if tag not present. The not present is the main thing. I want it to be on top, and this not is... Hide if tag missing. Gray out if tag missing. gray out if tag present. Nice. So now this gets a little more complicated. Hide if tag is missing. This is actually the one. If this is empty, it should be the same thing, right? So, hide if tag is missing. If they're all met, or this array is empty, wait. Hide if tag is missing means this one must be false, because then something is missing. So we hide. Or don't create the button. Hide if tag is present. If the array is empty, we hide it. That makes no sense. Oh my god, my brain doesn't do logic right now. Hide if tag is missing. If this array is empty, do I want to hide it? Hide if my brain is not braining. It's not empty, is something in. Is empty, false, we go down. Which means we don't want to hide it. Okay, it should be like this, right? The only sloppy thing of this code is that we are always getting the storage. Just like doing this thing, but whatever. It's fine. So, if these are empty, then we don't hide. If anything here is not in the player thing, which means, hey, are all met? We hide if one of these things is missing. And if one of these is present, we hide it. Should do it. Very complicated functionality, but should do for the hide. I also need the same thing for the gray out. This could be the same condition. If this should work. And depending on this, we have to render the button, I guess. Means if I add another language, I need to make it different place. Oh god. So now my question is, okay, we have like the translated text, whatever. This will grow, so maybe this is not a good idea. Break. Like this. So we have the text from the content, but the problem is, how do I form the function texts? Because right now, the functions just look like this. Just an array of these nodes. Do I add here also language text for every single thing? I guess I have to, right? How else would I put this in? Which makes it, if I go and add more of these things, every single time I add a language, it will be considerably harder to maintain. I mean, not that I add a language and it's fine. It's more like if I have more functions where I have to split this language thing into a struct or something else, I have now one more thing to keep in mind that I have to maintain with some structs from some switches and so on. Unless I make a struct of language texts, then I make a function for that. That is the solution. So the language struct, I'm not sure if it should be here, but let's put it here anyway and then use it somewhere else. But language text struct, and here we go and say this is some multi-line thing. This is now English. We also add another one, German, also multi-line, safe. Then instead of having these two, we actually add a language struct we call texts, or text by language. Like that. That's our content now. And here can do the same thing. Text by language. This is not an array, this is language text struct. Good. And now, if we want content, we split this and go for English and German. Oh god. It crashed. Of course I made I didn't resolve the errors before I saved, so I hope the restoration works. Looks fine to me. From now on, this thing, every time we do something with language, that thing needs to change. So this can now be a global function instead. Get text from language could be now a utility thing. Helpers. Utility function. Add so I just need to maintain this part now. Break. And then return text. So if we go for Japanese, etc., we also need to change this utility function. But maybe, actually, let's put everything into one part. If I add a language, I know that I can just change everything there and everything is good. So instead of having it here, we have it here. Why is there a world context here now? Here you go. Okay. All right. So that could work, I guess. How does it look like? Data asset. This is already a monster to maintain, I guess. Now the thing is, if I want to add effects and other things into a text. I would need some kind of tagging system. And it would need to be a symbol or symbol chain that I don't use a lot. We could go with something like this. This is in, then we can do something with it. Which will make our text very not readable. Unless I make a text visualization tool where I can just type in a text and then copy it into the assets. I guess. Do we also add animation speed, etc.? How do I even animate text into thing? So most of the things for the state machine is now done. I mean, we have the nodes, we can go and we also can make buttons, etc. I just need to implement the functions to make them. I mean, the foundation is here now. This is the text that will be displayed on the text place. If this is met, there is this button will be not visible. This one will make it grayed out. And this is the text that will be on the button. And if we want to form it, the text for the content is here. The text for the buttons will be in this thing. Here. And then we will go from there, I guess. Alright, I think we'll stop here and see where we go next. I could play around with the idea of animating and giving text some materials and then using a tag system to trigger these. Wouldn't it be funny if you could write something in the text and then at some point one of the words could turn into some big case whatever. I don't know. I am going crazy here. Anyway, that's it from me today. Everyone, thanks for watching. Thanks for the support. I will see you guys next time. Bye bye, monkey.